He surprised the world in March 2013 when he turned up on the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica dressed only in white, without the traditional red cape. That he is Argentine was another surprise. He is the first non-European pope in over a millennium, the first from Latin America, the first who is a Jesuit, and the first to ever use the name Francis.
Fratelli e sorelle, vi lascio grazie tante dell'accoglienza. Pregate per me.
Cardinal Jorge Mario Bergoglio's choice for a papal name reflects his radical vision for the Church. St. Francis of Assisi had shunned luxury and embraced poverty. As Archbishop of Buenos Aires, Bergoglio led the Argentine Church through political upheaval and riots in December 2001. It earned him the ire of the powerful Kirchner family, but it displayed his propensity for social action and solidarity with the poor.
For God so loved the world.
These are evident when he visited the Philippines in January 2015.
The poor. The poor at the center of the gospel, are at heart of the gospel. If we take away the poor from the gospel, we will not understand the whole message of Jesus Christ.
Right after the Mass, he sneaked out through the back of the Manila Cathedral and spent time with orphans and rescued children next door.
Welcome, Holy Father, to Tacloban City, to the Archdiocese of Palo.
Amid an oncoming typhoon, Pope Francis addressed the thousands of people who gathered for him in Tacloban, Leyte. They'd survived Super Typhoon Yolanda just over a year before. Many of them were still grieving.
When I saw from Rome that catastrophe, I felt that I had to be here. I'm here to be with you. A little bit late, I have to say, but I'm here.
Pope Francis took over from Pope Benedict XVI, who resigned the papacy citing old age and health reasons. Francis's charisma contrasts with the reserved Benedict, and his first actions as Pope were seen as refreshing, even radical. He opened and institutionalized new roles for women in the Church. He interacted with leaders and members of other religions. He was the first Pope to ever visit the Arabian Peninsula. He declared protecting the environment a moral issue. He allowed the Church to bless LGBTQ couples. He apologized for some of the Roman Catholic Church's most egregious errors, such as those committed by residential schools against Canada's indigenous peoples, and the sexual abuse committed by members of the clergy, in so many cases unreported and unpunished. Yet he upholds some of the Church's more conservative teachings. He rejects contraception and same-sex marriage. Women are still not allowed to become priests. As he increasingly struggles with his health, Pope Francis consistently calls for peace and compassion amid global turmoil. During the COVID-19 pandemic, he prayed for the world alone in a dark, deserted St. Peter's Square. He has drawn attention to climate change and has called for an end to the wars in Ukraine and Gaza.
Loro soffrono tanto e ho sentito come soffrono ambedue,
le guerre fanno questo, ma qui siamo andati oltre le guerre. Questo non è guerra già, questo è terrorismo.
In a meeting with Nobel Peace Prize awardees in 2023, he appealed for global solidarity to prevent war, sexual violence, forced migration, and the manipulation of artificial intelligence. Days before he was hospitalized on February 14, Pope Francis condemned the Trump administration's immigration crackdown in the US. He called it a disgrace and spoke against the discrimination and unnecessary suffering it brings upon migrants and refugees.
Per il nostro Papa Francesco, però anche insieme a lui per tutte le pecore ammalate di questo mondo.
Come anche noi rimettiamo ai nostri debitori e non abbandonarci alla tentazione, ma liberaci dal male. Amen.
The world heaves a sigh of relief as he recovers from a grueling bout with double pneumonia. Catholics around the world poured out prayers as they awaited every medical bulletin during the weeks Pope Francis spent at Rome's Gemelli Hospital. It showed how well-loved he is even by non-Catholics and respected as a world leader. Many observers say Pope Francis is exactly what the Catholic Church needs to survive these turbulent times. His words, reforms, and actions have helped the institution retain its credibility as views and values across the world change rapidly in the information age. Some say he is also what people, believers or not, need to cope with the tumultuous, even cataclysmic events of today's world.
Do you love me? Then thank you very much. I read the word of Jesus.
JC Gotinga, Rappler, Manila.